Lieutenant General Dumisani Khumalo says since his appointment as the Divisional Commissioner of Crime Intelligence in December 2022, the operational performance has improved significantly. He told the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry that prior to his appointment, the unit was beset with underperformance and political interference.
Under my leadership of the division, currently the operational performance has improved significantly. In particular, when one refers to the national security threats that are identified at SAPS level or AOP, talking to organized crime priorities. We have also managed to foster stronger relations with other operational environments. Also, the reports from most of oversight bodies, from the Joint Standing Committee on Intelligence at Parliament level, the Auditor General of South Africa, as well as the Office of the Inspector General of Intelligence, the reports for the past 2 years, they bear testimony to the improvement.
Now, Lieutenant General Dumisani Khumalo has reminded the Madlanga Commission that the KZN Political Task Team was not born out of the Moerane Commission of Inquiry that looked into politically motivated violence in KwaZulu-Natal. The task team, which was approved by President Cyril Ramaphosa and led by the Justice, Crime Prevention and Security Cluster, was established in May 2018 and began to operate in July 2018.
Talking to the formation of the Political Killings Task Team, the background thereof was placed before this commission by the National Commissioner as well as the Provincial Commissioner of KwaZulu-Natal, and I can confirm that the Political Killings Task Team was established at a time when then these political killing incidents were increasing in KwaZulu-Natal during the period leading up to 2018, roughly from the year 2011 up until 2018, when then there was a need for the establishment of this Political Killings Task Team. Following the directive by the President of the Republic when establishing the Inter-Ministerial Committee that was specifically mandated to ensure that there is accountability for these politically motivated incidents. The IMC then was established by the President, which was made up of the ministers from the State Security Agency, the Defense and Military Veterans, the police, as well as Justice and Correctional Services, which by then was still a one department. The IMC was chaired or led by the Minister of Police, who was then, during the time of establishment, General Begicele.
All right, joining us for analysis on General Dumisani Khumalo's testimony thus far is Andy Mashaile, security strategist and former Interpol ambassador. Good afternoon, Mr. Mashaile. Thank you very much, as always, for joining us on the program. So, among others, we've heard from General Khumalo that it is his view that the attempt to disband the Political Killings Task Team was due to, among others, the infiltration of criminal syndicates. Your views on that?
This is in line, his testimony is in line with what we have learned from General Mkhwanazi, and it is my view that the evidence the testimony that is delivered today corroborates or fits into the same picture that was drawn by General Mkhwanazi. I haven't seen any deviation. He's even gone a step further to bring out the matrices that are used for performance management and performance assessment.
Now that you speak of the performance assessment as well as the matrix, we also heard today for the first time about the analysis-led investigative approach over and above the prosecutions-led approach that we've been hearing of, where he went on to state that for them they had a unique way of dealing with political killings, where the political killings task team would not investigate a case first by looking at who might possibly be the killer, but attempting to determine the motive as to who would want a specific individual dead. What did you make of just that part of his testimony around the approach to solving murders for them?
Mfundo, coming from a background of data analytics, he has laid out the diagnostics and the descriptives in his evidence. Then from there, he would then go into that predictive analytics mode that leads the team to apply their minds from a prescriptive analytics point of view that says this is what needs to be done because the data at our disposal suggests XYZ linked to 1, 2, 3, 4, which will then be giving a direction to the investigative teams or the investigating teams. So long story short, it fits well and clear and squarely within the confines of data analytics that this team is using. I am sure I'm using more advanced understandings and a different wording that is data analytics. He talks about crime intelligence. So obviously your crime intelligence products would come from your data analytics. The data that you have at your disposal would then fit in your diagnostic square would go into your descriptive square, would go into your predictive square, and also the prescriptives that would then advise him and the team as per what he has laid out.
I mean, at some stage when listening to him, specifically around that approach of perhaps trying to establish the motive first, I thought maybe this is something, the testimony that should be led in camera perhaps, but we have anticipated for the longest time that when it comes to General Khumalo, we're possibly going to have that sort of disjointed kind of testimony where certain aspects would be in camera because this was something that was preempted. But when listening a bit, he indicated that for him, when it comes to when he will present around the weaknesses within the force currently that make it so difficult to fight crime, that specifically would be what would be dealt with in camera. What did you make of just that? Is it prudent that indeed, pardon me, such is then evidence that is led in camera? Because, of course, you would have criminals that would know of the weaknesses that currently exist within the force.
Mfundo, I think it goes into the heart of the matter of delivering testimony in camera. Remember that you still have some few rogue police officers inside SAPS as we speak, and general law enforcement, be it DMPD, TMPD. So some of them might be interested in the evidence for purposes of covering their tracks. And remember that more is still going to come out, and some of them would be subjects of investigation in on this matter. So what you don't want to do, you don't want to put the cart before the horse, because once you do that, all the horses in the stable will bolt in different directions, and you are not going to be able now to bring those horses together so that at the end of the day, you are then able to say horse number 1, 2, 3, 4 committed A, B, C, D.
All right. Mr. Mashaile, as always, thank you very much for your insights, and I love being one of me. That's Andy Mashaile. He's a security strategist and a former Interpol ambassador speaking to us.